boy, so it's time for my 100th video on here since I started, which is also exactly 3 years ago, and I thought it was rather suitable to combine those two things into one to do a couple of things I haven't done before. Well, what I was going to do was show a couple of those instruments which you may have seen as a background, but I've never really given a full explanation of, and there's of course a good reason I haven't, because they aren't very interesting. But for those who have been wondering what those other instruments in the background are, I'm going to go through them now. This one you have seen already, but this is actually another balalaika, which is a bit odd because I have refretted it. This is actually one of the cheapest balalaikas store. The back is plastic and then painted to kind of look like wood, but it's pretty awful. But I have it refretted to 19 frets per octave, and the result wasn't very good anyway. But at least I have some instrument that has 19 frets per octave, and a plus is that you can move the bridge to also get, in this case, 17 notes per octave. That's what it's set up to now, and this is what it sounds like. It's 17, so the fourth should be rather flat. In 19 it should be the other way around. This is what it sounds like. No. Neutral intervals that sound like nothing in a diatonic scale. But you can also play it in a diatonic. It becomes rather weird. Yeah, I don't think you want to know what it sounds like in 19. Then there's this balalaika, of course, but that one I've demonstrated to before. That's my best balalaika, my main balalaika. You know what that one sounds like. Then there's this. This is a 4-string mandolin, actually made for 4 strings. I was really stupid because I thought I would be able to play this just because it has 4 strings, but the string spacing is really ridiculously narrow. Right now I have it set up in a weird way, so there's like 2 octave string pairs. Which isn't very useful, but awful sounding. Then here's another mandolin. It's Russian made. Actually one of my first stringed instruments. It's alright, it's really difficult to play because the strings are kind of high. I probably don't want to make them any lower because the fretting is pretty bad. Really interesting wood actually, it's very red, it's probably painted red. Right now I have odd tuning with this one too because I have it set up with octave strings on the two lower courses. I really don't know why this isn't more common on the regular soprano mandolin. It's rather common on the octave mandolin and mandolin, but it's not. I hardly ever heard of anyone using it on the regular mandolin. I don't know why, because I think it fills out the chords in a nice way. But that's how I have it right now. You may also note that the two higher courses are actually single because of this. Pick actually here. Here I have one. Very hard on your hands to play. It takes very large effort for me, so I didn't play it much and still don't. Then here is a steel string balalaika. It's actually another type of balalaika entirely from the ones you commonly see. It appears to be a bit more handmade, but it's not very good quality. But I have steel strings on this, so it's a bit different sound here. God, I hate steel strings. But that was kind of alright. And here I have something really strange. This is an unfretted sitar. Kind of. It's actually more of a toy miniature version of an unfretted sitar. It's pretty much unplayable and untunable, real strange mechanism here. It requires some special kind of key. It's not a hexagonal drum key, it's another type of key. I don't have one, so I've been using a adjustable range to tune it with not very good result, and the strings need to be changed too, but I don't know how. I don't think you can even change the strings, it's not intended to, because it's such a cheap toy instrument, but it's kind of funny sounding. Actually better playing with my fingers. The sound really isn't bad if you were just able to tune it, but I don't have a way to tune it right now. Seems a very odd metallic sound because they are so short and thick. Here's the bass strings. Very strange overtones. Kind of impressive gives so much sound for such a tiny instrument, but it's even louder if you put it on top of a table like you're supposed to play it. But I don't. Okay, here's one more balalaika. This is my only currently working tenor balalaika. It's unfortunately refretted to 19 notes per octave, which isn't very good. I think I should have refretted it to 12 instead. It had completely ruined fretboard when I got it, but I should have refretted it to 12 instead. And it's pretty awful playing, but it could probably be improved a bit. I'm not sure. It's pretty decent quality. I had actually an alto Domra which I refretted to 12 plus some quarter tones actually, but the headstock broke off because it's absolutely worthless quality. It was made of something like birch probably that you're not supposed to make necks out of, so it just broke off in a way which was almost impossible to repair. But here's my alto balalaika with 19 notes per octave, currently set up to play in 17, which sounds like this. Not really a bad sounding instrument, but it's very difficult to play. I'd love to have a better instrument fretting in nice, so like a baritone ukulele or something refretted to 19 or 17, but I can't afford everything. Let's see how long I recorded now. It doesn't matter anyway, but it's kind of interesting to check. Here's a tambourine. I'm going to demonstrate later a bit. And don't you hate all those people who call things tambourines that does not have heads? It's not a tambourine if it does not have a head. It's a jingle ring. A tambourine has a head. It means a small drum. It's not a tambourine if it is not a drum. This is a wooden xylophone. Nothing really remarkable about this one, but tuned to our own kind of neutral third scale. Yeah, you pretty much heard it. Well, so that's my 100th video.